My name is Shenicka Hohenkirk. This session is going to be about living a life of service. I love this topic. It's definitely part of what I do each and every day. So there's one quote by Oprah that I wanted to share with all of you in the beginning. Real success means creating a life of meaning through service that fulfills your reason for being here. So basically what that's saying and what that speaks to me is that we all have a purpose. And whatever that purpose may be, it's you have to serve it. You're not going to fulfill your purpose out without serving. When we serve, we have a tendency to look at things from the negative a lot easier and translate that into a positive thing. For example, we look at a negative situation and we say, how can I serve to make this a positive thing? But then there are times where people will serve in negative situations and there's no positive associated to that. Okay, so real quick, here are 4 foundational principles that I like to apply to life of service. The first one is remaining humble in every area of service. I cannot stress enough how important humility is when in anything that you do, because today you can be loved and tomorrow you can be hated for the very same thing you were loved for the day before. All right, so understand that in serving, it's not about you. When you're serving, it's always going to be for the betterment of the other person. Next up, we have accepting your mistakes and failures. This is a big one in serving, because when you accept your areas of falling short or you failed, this is an opportunity for learning, right? This is an opportunity for you to take what you've experienced. You ever had somebody tell you, I don't want you to go through what I've been through? That's still a form of serving, because you're taking the time to share your experience. You're being vulnerable enough to share what your mistakes are, to share what your shortcomings are with someone else so they can not make the same mistake. And I say that because a lot of times, and I'll use social media as an example, isn't it so easy to be anybody you want to be on social media? Your life can be going in shambles. I'm talking straight flames. And you can get on social media and be anyone you want to be, the happiest person, the goofiest person, the most inspirational person, and suffer in silence. The point is, it's easy for us to always highlight our achievements. It's easy for us to always talk about the good we've done when we do something. Have you ever had anybody that did something good for someone and just had to tell the world about it? Like they just could not keep it to themselves. It almost makes you wonder, like, why did you do it? If all you were going to do is brag about how you just helped this person, like, just, are you doing it out of the kindness of your heart, or were you doing it for the attention? So that's very, very key and critical for you to be able to take your failures, take your mistakes, accept them for what they are, because I promise you, they're more teaching opportunities for you than they are embarrassments, and you can develop from there. So when you learn how to accept your mistakes and your failures, when you learn how to take that on, you'll be a better suited person to serve, to lead, to give back to people, because you've been there before. You can relate to people differently. You can, encourage people differently. You can give your time, you can give your advice, you can give your energy differently. So just always remember, accepting your mistakes and failures, it comes as a form of serving. So make sure you apply that. Number 3, true leadership is serving. Point blank, period. The moment when you are not effective, you're not going to ever be an effective leader. And I can hands down say this, if you do not serve. Because the moment you think you're in leadership, or the moment you think you're a leader and you don't serve, you are now classified as a dictator. That's the difference between leadership and dictatorship. Leaders serve. Leaders are doing the work with those whom they're leading. Dictators just tell everybody what to do and how to do it with no examples, you know what I mean? No support, no helping hand, nothing. They won't even draw you a stick figure picture. They just tell you what to do and you just go do it. And that's not what serving is about. Serving, to be a true leader, you must know how to put your hand to the plow and be an example for those that are behind you, with you, beside you, and even in front of you. I have a lot of older people who would look at me and say, hey, I look up to you. And they're maybe 10, 20 years older than I am. And it's not because I did anything extravagant. It's just that because I have a heart to want to serve and help other people, to give my time back, to give my efforts back, whatever area that may be. So remember that leadership comes with servanthood. You want to be an effective leader one day, whatever your dreams and ambitions may be, you want to really stand out and speak set apart, have that mindset that you serve when doing so. Never confuse confidence with arrogance, okay? Be confident in who you are. Always. I would highly, highly encourage everyone to do that. Be confident, but never be arrogant, because that goes back to my first point. Today, you can be loved for something, you could be honored for something. Tomorrow, done away. So always remember, never be boastful, never be arrogant. Black kings, Black queens, you know who you are. Be confident in that. Be confident and be so confident in yourself that even if you're messing up, you're making a mistake, you can own it without any shame. Because again, it goes back to my first point. It's not about you. Serving is not about you. My last value is have compassion. All right. Compassion is critical. When you take yourself out of the picture when serving, it allows for those you're serving to have a better experience. Because at the end of the day, you all can be mean to the server or whatever, but they still have to serve you your food. They still have to set aside how they feel and give you what you came here for. Now, one can argue, yeah, but they're getting paid. Not that much. Because at the end of the day, the job still needs to get done. And so when you take on servanthood, remember to have compassion in those that you're serving and those who are serving you. So these are some of the 4 values that I tend to apply in my living a life of service. So be sure to jot those down and keep that in the back of your head, okay?